Next day, time to get into it. Start cracking. Sun's out. It's gonna be a nice day. So let's fucking get it. We've got pretty much training lines to pull out. And that's it. Then I'll pull the motor and box out. Then I'll start on the dash. Get that out. I'm gonna swap brake boosters over. A little bit bigger. S1, Series 1 Fairmont. I think a bit smaller than the Series 2. So I'll put that in while the motor's out, quickly swap them over. Or while the dash is out mainly, because it's hard to get up in there under the dash when the dash is in to get it off the pedal and shit like that. So I'll do that while that's out. Yeah, let's fucking do it. Engine, pulling it up now. Oh. Engine's halfway out, but as per usual, there's always one thing left when you're going to remove it. Usually for me it's power steering line. I always fucking forget the power steering line on the intakes or socks. Every fucking time. There's one. There's dipstick. And that one didn't even need to come off. Well, hot as fuck, but I got it out, so. Fucking temperature. It's all out. Not only did I forget a couple of things when trying to pull it out, I also forgot another thing that I always forget. Fucking throttle cable and cruise control cable. I was wondering why it wasn't coming out, and yeah, they were still attached. Yeah, well, all good though. Something a bit odd. Haven't had a good look yet, but it's fucking pretty oily. So I thought it was re-main. It probably still is, as well as maybe a sump gasket. But there's fucking tons of oil up the top. Like the top's saturated. So I'll have a good look and try and figure out where that's coming from. I know fuck all about these motors, but essentially the same as most motors in general. So we'll see where it's coming from. It looks like it's coming out of here, so the intake. I don't know how these work with their PCV systems or whatever. But yeah, we'll see. Well, a few hours of scrubbing the hell out of it. Got it looking pretty clean. It's definitely leaking from the intake. Apparently, yeah, the seal that goes across here, it's probably got the cork one in it, I think. And yeah, I need to silicone it up. I can barely even see it in there. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, it's looking alright now. A lot of the shit I couldn't get off, but much better than what it was. Oh, throttle body plenum is off. Got a brake here, which yeah shouldn't. Yeah, I don't know if that would really matter. I might just, yeah, I'll probably just get a new one anyway. Alright, now take off the fucking intake. Well, lucky I pulled it off. Lucky I pulled that fucker off right there. Because as I suspected, the rear of it was, yeah, it's just sitting in there. So when I was washing it, all that water was just going straight in there. Because that is supposed to be there, except not look like that. But it was right there. So luckily I did pull it all down and have a look before I put it back in. And probably wouldn't have worried about it for a while. So, yeah. Yum. Now I need to wipe all this shit out. Yeah, nice. Try not to mix up all the bolts. Yeah, them gaskets are sheared. This gets better after further inspection. I noticed that it's also leaking through water, through the water jacket, like the galleries and the intake. So that was also putting water into the motor. It hasn't been doing it for too long, but you can sort of see the rusty patches going through the gasket and around there. Same on the other side. So it's just been leaking into here. Yeah, that's right. Fix that shit. Next day, got the dash done. Pretty much fucking everything's getting there now. I'm waiting for gaskets. Everything's pretty much done. Waiting for gaskets for this to arrive in a minute. Got that all cleaned up, box. Gonna pull the pan off and just check the filter and that. I'm gonna put another lot of oil through it, run it for a bit, and then change filter. Dash is done, everything's a mess. Dash is all done. All wired up, all in. Got to change the shifter plate piece because it snapped it by accident. My bad. Gasket kit has arrived. Sump, oil pan, intake. Time to fit these and fit the engine. Intake's all torqued down, new gasket, etc. All cleaned up and ready to go in. It's a small update, well, big update. Everything's done, all in. Went to start it for the first time, didn't start. When I pulled it out of the fair lane, it had all sprint gas, LPG system and shit in it, which I cut all the wires, had to join some new ones up at the ECU side, which I already knew what they all were and where they went anyway, from doing all the haul tech and shit. It's just like map sensor and fucking all that crap. And yeah, found a wire that was cutting the power feed for the injectors, just rewired that up and everything's good. A couple of small things left to do. Yeah, just got the fans to go, a couple of little bits and pieces. And yeah, positive feed wire for the injectors was cut. Well, I cut it, but it had looped around, and because I cut it, it didn't go back into each other, so wired that back up and all was good. Idle's really low, so I've got to sort that out quickly. Exhaust ready to go in. And I am far more than just fucked. Like 30-degree heat. And getting the exhaust rubbers off the back of this fucking thing. Oh, no. Not again. Now I've got to shorten up the fair lane exhaust, and I put my Aeroflow muffler on it, aero chamber, sorry. All done. Changed the cruise control, all the throttle, everything. Had to do up an exhaust. Well, I don't think that's sitting right. Lol. It's supposed to be like that, sort of. That one's not even bolted in either. Yeah, nice. Minute. Everything's done. Just gonna start sanding down the bumper, getting all that ready. I've got to paint it up to match the car. Same with the other bumper, back bar. Got to get that all sanded down, cleaned up. Front and side skirts out over the back. Yeah, fun. So the problem with me is I fucking hate myself because ideas pop into my head, and most of the time they're fucking shit and ridiculous. But this one seems alright, so I'm just gonna do it anyway. Fuck it. Why not? I'm gonna put the grill from the fair lane into the XR50 bar and just live a little. Fuck it. You only live once, why not? Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, something like that. I'll mark it up, cut the fiberglass out. I'm starting to sand it now, sand it down for paint, or primer and paint. But I'll do this quickly first and hopefully don't fuck up a good bar. That's the only thing that'll piss me off. Repairs on the bar, rear bar. Sanding it back as well, sanding the skirts back, all that shit. Also doing the custom front bar with the Fairlane grill. I'll show you. This is it so far. I've only laid like 2 sheets of glass. I did do plastic surround, but it didn't turn out very well, so decided to just go glass. I hate using glass because it's just messy as shit, and I just can't be fucked inhaling shit. but it is what it is. So I ripped the bonnet scoop off the bonnet. That was that was hard. Anyway, all off, screwed it back down. So this time I countersunk the holes as much as I could, put in some new screws, no adhesive, just screwing it down. Then I'll flappy as much of the heads off as I can all the way around, and then try and feather it out as much as I can so it's not a steep step down from the fiberglass scoop to the bonnet. And then lay some glass putty over top instead of using the sheets this time, and that'll be it, just a small amount, just from the ridge, just to blend it pretty much. Not fucking, yeah, I had like all the way there, fiberglass all the way around. Too much, kept breaking, cracking, peeling, lifting. Always on the side that didn't have the turbo as well. It was always on the opposite side, which was strange. But whatever. Currently making a mess. Big mess. But I'm getting there. So yeah, screws in, countersunk, like I just drilled them out a bit, screwed them in, flattened the tops, and then yeah, sort of beveled the edges with the flappy, and then I'll take all this back to bare metal about there. Fucking fiberglass, fucking everywhere. And yeah, keep sanding 4 days. And then hit it with paint. I'll primer and then paint. And the custom bonnet. Custom bumper piece is coming along good. I'm waiting for that lot to dry. So the Fairlane grill will sit in there. Should be different again. I always have to be different, don't I? Got some glass filler on. This time using as very little as possible. And then I'll just bondo over top, same little as possible. I've got it all screwed down, so it should be good. That's pretty much done. About to do the last primer filler coat. It's looking alright. I'm happy with it. I used primer filler as a guide coat, fill a couple little tiny pinholes. Actually it was only like probably 5 or 6. Happy days. I'll probably put one coat of primer, filler over, and then I'll wet sand it with like, I don't know, 320, something like that. And then I'll do one more coat, wet sand it with 320, and then colour. Alright, grill, piece, extension, whatever you want to call it. It's looking pretty decent. All smoothed out. Almost looks like a V grill supposed to sit in there. Couple more edges to smooth. I'll sit in there. Well, front bar is painted and on. I haven't cleared it yet. Just done a drop coat of metallic. But it's looking pretty good. Good enough anyway.